Today we're heading to Standard to play a deck that's essentially Valaka, but with Awaken the Woods and Tatyova, Steward of Tides. So here is our Tatyova Awakens the Woods deck, and this deck is pretty sweet. So we're built around the winning card on last week's poll, Awaken the Woods. Double green and X to make X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. Essentially you make X dryad arbors, and this card could do some really sweet things. So when this won last week's Against Odds poll, I saw some people be like, oh, it'll just be a ramp deck. And while it is true that Awaken the Woods does ramp us, and we do take advantage of that a little bit, really this is a combo piece for landfall decks. Unfortunately, we don't have real landfall in Standard, but we do have some sweet pseudo landfall combos with this card. Our biggest plan, what we're really trying to do, is use Awaken the Woods with Tatyova, Steward of the Tides. Tatyova, it's kind of like Valaka, the creature. It's a 3-mana 3/3. It gives land creatures flying. So if it's on the battlefield, our Awaken the Woods creatures have flying. More importantly, when a land ETBs under our control, if we have 7 or more lands, we get to turn a land into a 3/3 elemental creature token with haste. So the idea here is we do a little ramping in the early game. We play Tatyova, we dump all of our mana into Awaken the Woods, and that's going to give us at least 7 lands, because every Awaken the Woods token is going to be a land, and then every single one of our Awaken the Woods tokens essentially become 3/3 hasters. So if we can get up to like 7 mana for the X on Awaken the Woods, we can just straight up kill our opponent. We make 7 3/3 flying hasters, swing and kill our opponent. Even if we can't win right away, what we can do is use all of our new Forest Riot tokens, since they have haste, to make mana right away to dump our hand or cast removal or whatever and set up for the kill the next turn. So that's our main plan. Kind of janky, weird, standard legal Valaka kill. Then we have plan number 2, which is Serenith Greatworm. Whenever a land comes into play under anyone's control, we get a Power Stone. The problem with Power Stones is they're kind of limited. They only make mana for abilities or artifact spells. So with Awaken the Woods and Serenith Greatworm, we can make a ton of Power Stones. But what are we going to do with that? We do have some big artifacts to ramp into, like 1 Phyrexian Portal, 1 Cityscape Leveler. But the real trick here is Energy Refractor. Energy Refractor lets us turn our Power Stone mana into real mana, essentially, that we can use on anything. We can tap 2 Power Stones to pay 2 mana and turn it into 1 mana of any color. So if we make a ton of Power Stones with Serenith Greatworm, with Awaken the Woods, then Energy Refractor lets us use that mana for whatever we need. Also mentioned, we can just use Awaken the Woods as a ramp card, like do a little ramping, Awaken the Woods, make a few lands, and cast a Portal to Phyrexia or Cityscape Leveler. We also have a sweet synergy in our removal package. We got Obliterating Bolt, Rending Flames, Colossal Sky Turtle for the early game. Sky Turtle can also get Awaken the Woods back from the graveyard. One trick of Awaken the Woods is the first one's good, but the second Awaken the Woods, that's the one that usually puts the game away, because we can use all the lands we made with the first one to up the X on the second one. And we can use Colossal Sky Turtle to get an Awaken Woods back from the graveyard in the late game, which is nice. But the real synergy here is Karn Silex. We got more on the sideboard, but Silex, it blows up all non-land permanents of mana value of X. So if we have a bunch of mana, we can blow up all non-land permanents. The thing is, our Awaken the Woods creatures are actually lands, so they're going to be the only creatures that survive Karn Silex, so we can wrath away all of our opponent's stuff, all of our other stuff, and then just win with Dryad Arbor beatdowns. Otherwise, we get a bunch of ramping for the early game. Shigeki, Tapiary Stomper, Joint Expiration. Awaken the Woods, the more mana we have, the more Dryad Arbors we make, the more likely we are to win with the Tatyova combo or whatever. Otherwise, Silver Scrutiny draws us through our deck. Also 1 Teferi, mostly because I wanted to test it out. Mana base, pretty typical stuff. A bunch of basics because we need them for like Tapiary Stomper. Sideboard, a bunch more removal for aggro, a bunch of counters and Teferi for control, and licensors for graveyards. And that is Tatyova Awakens the Woods. Basically, weird Valaka, but in Standard, I think, is the easiest way to think of this deck. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into some games and see how good is Awaken the Woods. Can Tatyova be a real card? Can we pull off the combo kill of making a ridiculous number of hasty lands and using them to kill our opponent? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Brothers War cards? You can get them from our awesome sponsor Card Kingdom over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Against the Odds time, we are trying to Awaken the Woods in Standard. Ooh, our opponent also Simic. All right, not Grixis. That's good. We will take it. Land, go. All right, so basically we're counting on these joint expirations to ramp us into some good times. I assume our opponent's also trying to ramp into some good times. Celestis, okay. So yes, they are ramping. Opponent passes. Well, since our opponent played Celestis, I think we just do this main phase so they don't get free. Do we want a Rending Volley? I kind of want something more. Yeah, let's try Well, they could play like the Teferi. You know what? Let's keep Rending Valley. Would like something more impactful, but I also don't want to just lose to our opponent slamming a Teferi here. Oh, fight. Okay. Well, thankfully there's no creatures at the moment. Opponent hides something away and all right, all the Rending Valleys. Well, let's do some energy refracting into Topiary Stomper. And yeah, I think we gotta pass. I think we gotta pass and leave up Rending Flames. We don't really want them to trigger this fight rigging. And if we don't need to kill something, then we can just kick a joint expiration again. Reservoir Kraken. I mean, I guess that's happening. Let's kick the joint expiration. Well, let's see how good of a thing our opponent puts into play here. Oh, Boseiju would have been so good in the past, but we don't want it now. We need good things. We need big things. We need something that keeps us up with our opponent's things. Put a land into play. All right, well, this is happening. Let's see what's hidden away here. That's a 7/7. That's a Mirror Hall Mimic to copy the Kraken. Play Tatyova. Play the land. Turn on a land. Play Topiary Stomper. Opponent's going to counter it. Okay, well, we'll see. We're gonna need to find and resolve and Awaken the Woods, I think. We can give our opponent some fishes to keep from getting krakened. Oh, got another one. Oh boy. All right, well, life is bad. Avabruck Caretaker. I don't know if we can beat this. Well, that is why you play the fight riggins. Opponent gets in, hits us down to 13. We have all this removal, it just doesn't do anything. We can't kill this. I guess we could double Rending Flame something. I mean, maybe, oh, and it's got ward 2, 1, 2, 3, so we can't even really double Rending Flame something. Well, I guess that means we play the Great Worm. Play the land. Haste it up. Get a Power Stone. Hit you for 6 in the air. Well, I mean, I guess the plan is to try to race. I don't know if we can actually do it, but that's the plan. Opponent land, we get a Power Stone. We now have 1 real mana thanks to Energy Refractor. Wow, all right, main fee's looting. I mean, if we can draw, oh, it flips this, okay. Yeah. Opponent going to grow their stuff a bunch. Holy. Oh, this actually just kills us. Gosh. All right, yeah, that is busted. That's what happens when you draw double fight rigging, I guess. So, let's bring in these 2 Karn Silexes. Make disappear. I guess we go down the targeted removal. It just doesn't seem to actually kill anything out of our opponent's deck. Maybe like a Disdainful Stroke and a Negate? Just a smattering of random counter spells. All right, let's try it. I mean, and Karn Silex could save us. That was impressive. I guess it's sweet to see fight rigging go off, and go off it did. I mean, that really went off. Ugh. The most expensive hand in the multiverse. Okay, well, this is not gonna stop our opponent from going off, but there's only 1 fight rigging, so what are the odds they just draw them all again? And the Reservoir Kraken, etc., etc. We definitely need to hit our lands, though. We need to hit lands to get to our ramp, to get to our big finisher. All right, a land is good. A land is good. Let's do some refracting into, ooh, that's a good land. That's a land that can kill a fight rigging. Opponent plays a land passes. Well, we will play a land and kick a joint expiration. Yeah, both to the bottom. All right, put the land into play. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's not pretty, but we're getting there. Opponent, land. Fight rigging. Portal to Phyrexia. Oh, this is so awkward. This hand is so expensive. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to play the Boseiju here, unfortunately. We did scry 2 non-lands to the bottom. I mean, if they play the Kraken, we can bounce it, but we really need to hit lands. The opponent has nothing? Well, I mean, I guess we need to Sky Turtle back joint expiration then. And then cast joint expiration. No kicker. Just a bad preordain. I mean, we're really just trying to find lands. Opponent's actually thinking about countering it? Huh. This line makes them think we're short on lands. It could be right. Oh, yeah. Opponent's gonna draw some cards. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess we keep both of those. Draw the land first. Play the land, play the Great Worm. Land. Power Stone, passes. Well, I mean, I guess we go attacking. Hit ya. Joint Expiration. Draw the land. Play the land, make another Power Stone. And I guess this means we can Silver Scrutiny into the counter if it does something. 1, 2, yeah, let's... Yeah, I guess we better manually tap here. We're gonna Silver Scrutiny X... Actually, you know what? Whatever. Let's just let it go. Oh, but it triggers fight rigging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? This is fine, sure. Sure, Caretake away, opponent. Not big enough for fight rigging yet anyway. Now we can Silver Scrutiny for 3, and then we can just Portal to Phyrexia. So play the land. Portal to Phyrexia. Hit you with the Great Worm. Great Worm's actually been oddly impressive here, like surprisingly impressive. About it. Land. Gives us a Power Stone. Cultivator Colossus. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the most fun way to win, but I think it's worth it. Counter it. Take the Caretaker, and opponent cannot beat the Seraph Great Worm. Okay, that went much better. Run it back. Okay, the disappointing part about this is Awaken the Woods hasn't really made much of an appearance. We got to see the Awaken the Woods synergies, the Great Worm and the Power Stones, but imagine that if we were actually resolving our Awaken the Woods and making like a ton of lands and a ton of Power Stones. It'll happen eventually, I think, hopefully, maybe. I mean, the deck worked that game. Well, I'll keep this. Maybe that Seraph Great Worm is better than I gave it credit. Ooh, okay, Awaken the Woods. Maybe it's better than I gave it credit for in the right deck. Yeah, I think we gotta wait a turn. This would be the turn for fight rigging, and I think fight rigging is, well, all right, no fight rigging. And play the land, pass the turn. Opponent land. Passes. Well, land and Energy Refractor. Thankfully, Energy Refractor not good enough for anyone to care about countering normally. About it. I mean, Dream World, our opponent taps down and we Teferi here, or fight rigging. All right, I mean, I guess that's happening. Passes. Only one real green source. Now let's play Shigeki. Play the land. Pass the turn. I mean, Shigeki could ramp us. Worst case, it could let us make disappear something that turns on fight rigging. Yeah, this is unfortunate, but yeah, we're gonna have to sack the Shigeki here. I don't know if our opponent's leaving up counters or if they are just playing around make disappear, but all right, so we draw a land. I'd love to Awaken the Woods. I just, the risk of a counter is so high. Let's play the land, play Tatyova. All right, I mean, we'll just pay for it. All right, if our opponent taps down and we get to do the Awaken the Woods thing with Tatyova, it's so good. Reservoir Kraken. Yup, and spins into a Titan of Industry. So this is bad. This is all bad. However, okay, they blow up the Refractor. We are not tapping. Opponent passes. Ooh, we draw the land too. Okay, play the land. Turn on a land. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awaken the Woods X5. They're Simic. What are they gonna do to us? All right, we will decline. We will not attack this turn. It happened. It happened. About it. Can we win though? Opponent's at 21. Can we find a way to win? We have the jankiest beatdown board in the history of Brothers War Standard. Tatyova, Awaken the Woods. All lands are creatures. Plenty of things to tap down for this Reservoir Kraken. Okay, I've brought Caretaker. Getting counters. So we need what, 2 turns? All right, tap down the Kraken. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think we're 1 point of damage short of winning, so we need to top deck a land here, basically. If we can draw a land to turn on one more land, I think we win. Or if our opponent attacks with Titan of Industry. Let's consider these possibilities. If we swing with everything, Tatyova doesn't fly, so that gets blocked by Caretaker. Titan of Industry has reach, so that blocks a 3-3. And our opponent, so 1, 3, 3 down. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 20. We can hit our opponent for exactly 20. So I think we play Energy Refractor. See if we can draw a land. No. Play Silver Scrutiny, X5. Play a land, turn it on. So essentially we're trying to set up to win next turn. That's our plan. Survive this turn, win next turn. And we have the turtle. Okay, we have the turtle to bounce the Titan of Industry. Mostly uncounterably. Oh, okay, sure. Tatyova. Opponent's gonna try to go Tatyova for Tatyova, but I don't think it's gonna work. Opponent, sure. Reservoir Kraken. Counters on the fish. We will tap Tatyova. But this should just be lethal though, right? Awaken the Woods. Opponent hits us. Opponent passes. Play the land. Give it haste. Go to combat. Here they come. Attack with everything. This has got to be lethal. Fading Hope bounces a land to the top. But not enough. Not enough. We did it. The combo worked. The combo worked. Oh, what a board state. What a board state. What a board state. What a sweet win. That was so sweet. That's how you awaken the woods, apparently. Sweet, sweet. Against the odds time, we are trying to awaken the woods in standard, and yeah, let's put Sky Turtle to the bottom. This hand, it's fine. We got, oh no, not fine. Dead. We are dead. Yeah, this hand is not, I don't think going to beat Delver. Oh my god, and it flips. Oh dear, life is worse. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah, Delver seems like a tricky matchup. Trying to resolve big things is tough in a world of infinite counter spells. Are we even countering this? If our opponent counters this, oh god. Okay, so opponent apparently just has so many counters that they can waste them on Energy Refractor, which does kind of nothing. Opponent gets in, hits us. Island, passes. Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent's gonna draw some cards. Well, let's join expiration. Aw, all right, we'll keep it. Oh, there's the Awaken the Woods. The problem is, how do we actually get it to resolve against Delver? Opponent discards a land, refuels, plays a land, hits us down to 11 and passes. Play the land. I guess we're in bounce Delver mode. Hope that our opponent doesn't have a protection spell. Everything about this is bad for us though. All right, discard Ottawa. I mean, I will also, huh? Does our opponent not know what Ottawa does? Why would you spend a spell to return Delver to your hand when we were already returned? They really just wanted to scry, apparently? Aww. All right, Karn Silex, don't counter it. Oh, all right. There's hope in Ramsville. Bonnet, not again. Oh my god, they flip it again. No! I mean, I guess they scried to the top, right? So that's kind of why they did it. Well, you know what? It's time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Combo. Awaken the Woods. And there's the counter spell. Okay. Ah, those blind flips. Those blind flips. Opponent gets and hits us. And because of slip out the back, we can't even really kill the Delver. Okay, boom, take it. Play the land. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we out of counters yet? I mean, I'm sure the answer is no. We're dead no matter what. Nothing we do actually really has an impact. I mean, we're like literally dead now because of the Delver, but all right. And well, we got to resolve a spell. Double Blind Flip Delver. I think that's technically cheating. I consider that cheating. Who blind flips Delver every time? Well, I guess we can, what do we do about this? We can bring in a couple Volt Surges, which can kill a Delver. We can go down Phyrexian Portal into Fairy, which you're never going to resolve. I guess we keep the Obliterating Bolt, go down the Silex, run it like that. Come on, Magic Gods. We're not even praying to the Magic Gods for a win. We're just praying that we resolve a spell. All right, we get to play first. All right, I mean, we'll keep this. Volt Surge can kill a Delver. We are very late on lands, though. We need to hit a land and resolve a Stomper, and hit more lands, and resolve an Awaken the Woods, and then life is good. That is asking for a lot of things to go in our direction, though. All right, our life is improving. Oh no, did our opponent just accidentally, oh my God. Our opponent just accidentally skipped their turn and they're still gonna beat us. Oh, that is the ultimate embarrassment. Can we draw land, please? Yes, that's a land, okay. Everything's coming up stompy at the moment. Blue, blue, green, green. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, take a land. Can we resolve another spell? Opponent plays a land. Passes. We'll play another Stomper. All right, counterspell 1 of infinite. Opponent untaps. Plays a land, passes. Tatyova. Yeah, going back to missing land drops is painful here. Counterspell number 2 of infinite. Opponent considers to try to find another counterspell. Appears to be successful since they left the card on top. Land for our opponent, passes. All right, we finally drew a land. Well, we will pass the turn. We can try to Silver Scrutiny at instant speed if our opponent taps down. Impulse is not fully tapped down, so I think what we do, we Silver Scrutiny on the end of our opponent's turn. If they counter it, then maybe that opens a window for, oh my God, they didn't. All right, I mean, we're gonna go for it. Oh, this is 1, 2, no lands, 5 counters. Jeez, no lands, no creatures, 5 counters. All right. Counterspell 3 of infinite. We draw a land and Awaken the Woods. Do we got 4 of infinite? Yep, all right. Counterspell 4 of infinite. Opponent untaps. Plays a land. Runs out a Hauntation. Clear with Great Worm. Counterspell 5 of infinite. Do it. Oh, we got the full. Okay, make this a spear number 3. All right, well, opponent is temporarily down to 1 card in hand. I don't think it's gonna actually end up mattering, but it could. Obliterating Bolt, Hauntation. All right. We ran about 5 counters later. We have finally temporarily ran our opponent out of counter spells. Boy, I'd love to resolve Silver Scrutiny. Let's channel the worm. Get back Silver Scrutiny. Untap. Play the land. Go to combat, hit ya. And we're going for it. We're going for it. Come on. Please not have drawn a counter last turn. Oh my God, they did. Okay, 6. Counterspell 6 of infinite. Opponent plays a land. Opponent passes. Well, maybe we can just Topiary Stomp him. All right, opponent does not have a counter for that one. We will grab a land. Well, we might be winning. We're not winning in a cool or interesting way. It's possible we're beating 7 counter spells. Is it 7 now? 7 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it's 6. All right, opponent gonna bounce a Stopper. Plays a land. Tolarian Terror. I'll play the Stomper, part 2. Get another land. Silver Scrutiny. All right, there's number 7. We found it. We found number 7. About it untaps. Passes. Well, play a land. Cityscape Leveler. Blow up the Terror. Pay the Piper. Ha! Okay, we'll take it. And don't get your hopes up because that was probably a miracle. But 7 counter spells on every single one of our cool things, and we survived. We survived the delving. Do we want to change anything? I do like the Cityscape Leveler. It's too expensive though. All right, run it back. We got a plan. Not a good plan, but it's a plan. We probably are very unlikely to resolve an Awaken the Woods in this matchup. We saw Make Disappear, Spell Pierce, Disdainful Stroke, negate, like literally a who's list of counter spells in Standard. Opponent's got them all. Opponent, land. And remember, that was with our opponent accidentally skipping their first. If you blind flip this opponent, I swear. I swear. Oh my goodness, of course. Oh no. No. All right, back to normal. Oh, opponent's 2 for 2 for blind flipping their turn 1 Delver. Literally every single time. Opponent. It's in with the Delver down to 13. Opponent kept a 1 land hand. We are gonna have to bounce the Delver, but we need the land. Wait, this comes into play tapped? Yeah, let's pass and see what our opponent does. Just pass and do nothing. Opponent untaps. Top deck's land number 2. Down to 10. Well, Shigeki down to 9. We do not whiff. We get a Dreamroot Cascade. And another land. Okay, so play the land. Topiary Stomper down to 8. Green. I think we need green. We're taking a lot of damage casting green spells. Okay, so our plan here is to bounce the Delver with the Sky Turtle. If our opponent phases it out, I guess that's fine. Oh god, okay, defabricate. Well, that's okay. Now we get to kill the Delver. And also play Tatyova. And pass the turn. If our opponent taps down for something here, life becomes interesting. Oh, okay, that's also good. Land, haste it. Wait, can we win? 1, 2, 3. Oh, if we didn't have to worry about counters, I think we could maybe win right now. But instead, we will Awaken the Woods X2. So we can pay for Spell Pierce, or we can try to counter back. Opponent negates. We will negate back. Opponent also has Spell Pierce. Okay, well, that's 2 counters out of the hand, and we get to smack our opponent for a bunch. Down to 10, half their life total. What do you got? Opponent passes. Energy Refractor. Draw a land, a Stomper. Channel Shigeki. Get back a land of all things. Play the land. Haste it up. Is this working? Are we beating the blind flip Delver deck? Hey, here we come. Do what you can. Do what you can, friend. Bouncing, they have to bounce the Stomper if they have 1 removal spell. All right, so opponent bounces and goes to 1 and draws a card. But they're at 1. And we have a bunch of Shivan Reeves. We technically beat Delver with Awaken the Woods. It happened. The combo, Tatyova, Awaken the Woods. We couldn't go full force, but I cannot believe we won that matchup. I cannot believe it. We're not gonna do anything fancy. We're just gonna attack and be respectful. I mean, sure, we benefited in game 2 from our opponent forgetting it was their turn and discarding a hand size on turn 1, but they did blind flip a lot of Delvers, and it wasn't enough to overcome our Tatyova land beatdown plan. All right, that was actually super sweet. Sweet. Against the odds time, we are trying to awaken the woods, playing some Dryad Arbors in Standard, comboing with Tatyova, Steward of the Woods, apparently. I mean, we got a finisher if we can get to it. Phyrexian Portal is roughly an infinite distance away, but we got a little ramp. Esper A. How do we do against one of the monsters of the format? Grixis, number 1, I think, by a pretty long shot at the moment. And then Esper, number 2. Obliterating Bolt will be good once we get red mana. Wow, you're just passing? I mean, I guess we just do it. If they're gonna counter, they're gonna counter it. Probably should have cast it faster. Us waiting probably makes our opponent think that it's more important than it actually is. The awkward part is we don't really have a follow-up to this. Our opponent doesn't know that, but if they do counter this, it's not like we can punish them by resolving a Teferi or something. I think that's the argument for waiting, is next turn we could try to do this and then get Teferi down, but all right. This is not bad. We definitely want the forest. Do we also want Shigeki? Let's Shigeki to the bottom, because we still do need red mana. All right, put a Yavimaya Ghost into play. Well, there's the Awaken the Woods. Yeah, we'll just play Tatyova. Does not get Make Disappeared, which is nice. And we could do a little mini combo next turn if nothing goes wrong. I mean, it does die to everything. Tatyova's not a bad card. Like 3 for 3 is not bad stats. And then its ability, even though it's pretty much a late game ability. Wow, okay, yes, we will pay. I don't know what our opponent expected to happen there, but if you're trying to tap us down, you were successful. Shipwreck Marsh. Fateful Absence, Tatyova. Well, run out the Stomper. Grab a mountain. I mean, I guess we cracked the clue because we can make a land drop. All right. Play the mountain, 7 lands. So now we're at the please tap out stage of the game. What you doing, Bearby? What you barking at? All right. The Denic system, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I mean, opponent tapped out their blue mana, so make 5 lands. Dryad Arbors for days, hit ya. No Tatyova to combo with, but still. There's no Meat Hook Massacre, so there isn't an easy way for our opponent to punish us for this. And if we untap with this, I mean, that's so much mana. That's the other upside. We're focused on killing our opponent with the Dryad Arbors with Tatyova, but just making a ton of mana is pretty good. Like, our opponent has 5 mana. We have 5 Dryad Arbors, and then like 7 normal. We have like 12 mana at the moment. Some ridiculous amount of mana about it taps, which means like, oh my god, the biggest Silver Scrutiny is Phyrexian Portal if we want it. We have options. Gonna kill our Topiary Stomper, plays a land, passes. And let's get rid of the Denic. This has went shockingly well. Hit ya. Topiary Stomper. Grab a land. We'll just pass. We can do a little Silver Scrutiny during our opponent's turn. So opponent needs a Wrath of some kind. And even if they have a Wrath, like, look at our hand. This went like amazingly well. I just wish we had the Tatyova for the full-on glorious combo kill, but still, like, well, we can't complain. Awaken the Woods was still really good here. Opponent land and looking at the Dryad Arbors. Cannot beat them. Dryad Arbor OP. Well, Dryad Arbor, if you make 1,000,000 of them, apparently OP. Cityscape, well, yeah, Cityscape Leveler is probably fine. We'll bring in a few counters. We'll go down, what? We'll go down the Karn Silex, I think. We'll go down 1 Energy Refractor. Maybe Energy Refractor is actually just too cute. Maybe like 1 Obliterating Bolt. How many counters do we need? Maybe 1 Scrutiny. Scrutiny's so good, but our opponent is presumably a Shieldred deck, and Shieldred is good at punishing us for drawing cards. Well, that went, I don't even know how to describe how well that went. Like, normally Esper and Grixis are some of the matchups that are the hardest. They're just like the best decks in Standard. No idea why we just sort of crushed our opponent there. I mean, I guess we just dodged the counters, but opponent did not go for the eyes, which is good since we're Flibblefib. We have 1 very big eye that we do not want gone for. About it. On the play for game number 2, but let's just do that again somehow. All right, I mean, we do some ramping. Go. I mean, if we can just ramp Silver Scrutiny with no Shieldred, seems possible. Tapland, well, all right. Forest, go. Silver Scrutiny is pretty good. The ability to cast it at instant speed is, even for a small axe, is still a huge upside. When are we getting the Blood Moon pet? Come on, Wizards. Give me a Blood Moon that I can play as my pet, please. I also need the Peacekeeper avatar from Moto. Wow, just a bank. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay, this is as good as life can possibly go in this matchup. Opponent misses land drop number 3, taps out for a Bank Buster in desperation, and we get to start the stomping. Well, apparently Esper is easy to beat when they run bad. Easier to beat. Even got the Nope Sleeve opponent. Now I really need to beat our opponent since they're playing the Nope Sleeves. Plays a Plains. Graphene. Oh, Awaken the Woods, Awaken the Woods. Do we just go for it? They get to Raffine. We can make, what, 3 lands? It sets us up so well for next turn. You know what? I think we do. Yeah, let's make the lands. Hit you with the Stomper. Opponent down to 16. If we can pressure enough, it makes it much harder for, ooh, opponent is hitting their land drops now. That 1 missed land drop still might get him though. If we can pressure enough, it makes it much harder for our opponent just to sit back on counters, which is kind of what we want. Opponent gets in, yeah, hits us, connives. Discards Shieldred. Oh my god, another Awaken. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9? So X7? Is that correct? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's make some Dryad Arbors. Can you beat every Dryad Arbor opponent? I'm so glad Meathook Massacre is not a card anymore. How do you beat all the Dryad Arbors? I still wish we had Tatyova though. Are we gonna do some conniving? I mean, we might be able to win just by attacking with these. Okay, there's a Shieldred. We can kill Shieldred before. Oh, this turn's gonna be sweet. Opponent's tap down, so we get to kill Shieldred and then just draw infinite cards. I like that plan. Opponent gains life, connives away a land. Hits us to 16. I also shout out to Arena for setting a stop for Shieldred. That has improved the quality of life quite a bit. So Shieldred's good. I think technically the correct line is probably kill Shieldred and just swing out, but kill Shieldred, draw 10 sounds so much more fun. How do you say no to Silver Scrutiny X10? I'm sure some of you can. Some of you probably have more self-control than I do, but. All right, so let's 1, 2, 3. Rending Flame Shieldred. Opponent can crew, that's fine. We're not actually planning on attacking anyway here. And now, rather than winning, 10, oh wait, this is instant speed. Okay, yes, we will draw for our turn. 1, 2. Yeah, let's just draw 7. 7's probably enough. Draw 7. Play Topiary Stomper. Get a land. Play Dreamroot Cascade. Pass the turn. Discard a land. So we found the Tatyova. We just need one more Awaken the Woods. Would you like to connive us? I can't believe this is working as well as it is. Maybe Awaken the Woods actually is not that bad. If you can resolve it, you gotta be able to resolve it, which is sometimes very hard, but what do you got, Esper? Mishra's Foundry. It's really kind of absurd how much mana we have. Opponent gets and hits us, connives. I'm gonna grow their Rafina smidge. Discards a Spectral Adversary, hits us. Down to 13 and passes. Well, play Tatyova. All right. We don't win yet. Counters Tatyova. We get to draw a card. Well, let's Cityscape Leveler. Blow up the Rafine. Pay the 1. I know we could be being so much more aggressive, but we can't let this chance to really rub it in against Esper go. It's too good. Rafine down. We get a Cityscape Leveler. Play the land. Play Teferi. We could pull off the Teferi combo. All right, opponent draws a card. Sure. Well, take up to draw a card. All right, your go, opponent. That's it. That's all. Actually, take 4 real quick. Opponent skips it up. Okay, our opponent did miss that land drop, which I'm sure hurt, but we just Dryad Arbor Esper. I can't believe that happened, but we actually just straight up Dryad Arbor. They had Shieldred, they had Rafine, and Dryad Arbor's OP. Sweet. Against the odds time, we are Awaken in the Woods in Standard, and we got the Awaken the Woods. We got some removal. We got our Energy Refractor. Oh, we're on the wrong setting. Boom. Okay, stream mode. There we go. Harbin A. Well, I think that should probably die. Harbin is one of the best soldiers. Obliterate it. Opponent. Valiant Veteran. And Yotani Frontliner. Well, yeah, let's keep obliterating. I mean, if we can keep the soldiers off the battlefield, what's the worst that can happen? Next turn we can, Siege Veteran. That's pretty good. Gonna grow the Frontliner, get in for 2 down. I mean, we're still at 18 though, which is nice. Let's play Refractor. Oh, all right. Boy, all the obliterating bolts. Not going to complain about drawing all the obliterating bolts about it. Might complain a little about not drawing more lands though. Opponent gets and hits us. And Sky Strike Officer. Yeah, let's, oh no, not this one. Joint Expiration. Preordained mode, sadly. Keep the land. Play the land. Do we Tatyova? I think we wait. I think we just bounce I mean, the high upside play is Tatyova and then Awaken the Woods. The problem is, if our opponent is Brutal Cathar, it is pretty brutal here. We take a bunch of damage, and they get to start doing Sky Strike Officer stuff. The safe play is just bounce it with turn. You know what? We're gonna play Tatyova. Run it out. Hopefully they don't have a Brutal Cathar. Land for our opponent. Brutal Cathar. All right. Well, that is brutal as predicted. Opponent goes to combat, gets and hits us. Yeah, we might be in a tiny bit of trouble now. Down to 10. Well, play. Yeah, this isn't good. Play Topiary Stomper. Get a Forest. Pass the turn. We still can't block. Valiant Veteran. Oh my goodness, what a soldier draw. All right. Yep. Fair enough. All right, that is a soldier dream. Unfortunately for soldiers, we get to bring in sweepers. We get to bring in Volt Surges. We get to bring in Karn Silexes. We did draw a lot of removal that game. Our opponent just managed to draw exactly those 2 lands, and that was or exactly 4 lands, and then triple Lord, and what a soldier draw. What a soldier draw. So go down a little bit of expensive stuff. Bring in the sweepers. Is Volt Surge even worth it? We don't really have that many artifacts to sacrifice. I guess it does still kill quite a bit. Maybe we go on like 1 Rending Flame, 1 Stomper. Let's try it like that. Bunch more removal, bring in some sweepers. We are in the play, which should help. Yeah, that was a very impressive soldier draw. Well, gonna need to draw a land or 3, but if we draw our land, so we got the sweeper, we got double sweeper actually. Recruitment officer. Okay, there's a land, so tap land, go. Opponent gets in, hits us. Frontliner. Well, yeah, let's just run out Karn Silex. So either our opponent kills it or we get to wrath their board. Siege Veteran. All right, this is actually pretty bad. This is actually super bad. That Siege Veteran saves our opponent's day here. Oh my god, we're dead. So we can Wrath, but they're just gonna replace all of that with more. Well, I mean, I guess we still gotta do it, but this is much less good than we wanted it to be because of the Siege Veteran. So we Wrath their board, but our opponent gets 3 soldiers? Opponent's trying to figure out how to stack their triggers, apparently. They should get, what, 3 soldiers from Siege Veteran. All right, there we go. Opponent has officially stacked their triggers. Yeah, Siege Veteran got us. Wow, we even had the sweeper, and it's not gonna be good enough. Opponent plays a land. I don't know about this Plaza of Heroes. There's not that many legends and soldiers. That seems a bit sketch. Maybe it's like a 1-of or something. Opponent gets and hits us. Another frontliner. Do we even survive this turn? I'm not feeling like we do. And we have all pain lands. Oh, this is so rough. Well, I mean, at least we're dying super quick. I guess that's an upside. Yeah, all right, I guess we passed the turn. I think we're dead though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because these each hit for 2. I mean, I guess there's a world where we like Rending Flame, but then, I guess we'll see. Somehow managing to take a very fast win very slowly. On the rope again. You can win this game, you just have to click OK. That's all it's gonna take. All right. After many hours of deliberation, our opponent flashes in a Zephyr Sentinel and we will scoop it up. That took a lot longer than it should have, but I mean, hats off to soldiers, I guess. Against the odds time, we are trying to Awaken the Woods in standard, and humans, oh boy, aggro on the play. Well, that's a little scary. Opponent runs out of dork. Well, we will play the land and Energy Refractor, draw a card. Yeah, game 1 decks like this are tough. Games 2 and 3 we get some sweepers, which helps, but Thalia, opponent goes attacking, hits us. Well, play the land, play Tatyova. Pass the turn. Yes, Thalia's annoying. We do have spells we'd like to cast, like our Awaken the Woods. Opponent. Lagrella the Magpie, And goes attacking. Well, play the Forest, pass the turn. We might be able to get a little mini blowout here with Sky Turtle Bounce. Opponent, Hajar. Runs it out. Opponent goes combat. Well, okay, so we will Sky Turtle Lagrella to get back Tatyova. So if we block Thalia, yeah, I think we have to not block. Although this just lets our opponent replay the Lagrella, but if we block, then the Hajar just gets it anyway. Yeah, I think this is gonna work for our opponent. The legendary pile of stuff. Yeah. Well, once again, we learned aggro on the play. So sweepers in, Volt Surge in, go down to Fairy, go down, oh god, Cityscape Leveler, go down a Silver Scrutiny, an Energy Refractor, a Rending Flames, probably one Great Worm. Try it like that. That was just a pile of random legendary things, and it kind of worked. Probably maybe a Joda deck that didn't draw Joda. All right, we get to play first, and all right, no sweepers, but we'll try this. We are on the play, which hopefully changes the math a bit. Opponent, Denick revealed. Well, Energy Refractor, draw a card. Name's Human. With Secluded Courtyards, plays Denick. Play the land, play Tatyova. Pass the turn. Opponent, Plaza of Heroes, Relic of Legends. I mean, we got the Awaken the Woods, we got the Tatyova, we got some ramp. Opponent runs out of Harbin. And runs out an Ashnot. All right, so opponent dumping old Handorino. Well, play the land, play Topiary Stomper. Grab a mountain, and we'll see. If our opponent follows us up with something like Joda, we're probably just straight up immediately dead. Opponent, another soldier land. Okay, this mana base is wild. Combat attacks, no Joda's good. Don't we get to freely block Denick here? What am I missing? Okay, we will take the free Denick kill. Maybe they want the backside? All right, that might be the plan. Backside of Denick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, we will Awaken the Woods X3. Make our lands into 3/3 flyers. Hit our opponent for a bunch. Oh, we're still just dead to Joda, right? Maybe this is too greedy. All right, let's just get in with Topiary Stomper. We really need to not die this turn, because next turn we cast an even bigger Awaken the Woods. Actually, I guess, oh, Topiary Stomper, tap land. You know what, I think that's fine. Topiary Stomper, grab a mountain, turn on a land. I mean, next turn we got the combo kill if we don't die this turn or get our stuff countered or Tatyova killed. If none of those many things go wrong, got him. Opponent, Lagrella, going after Tatyova. And now what? Land on human and passes. Yeah, try to kill Lagrella. Oh, opponent lets it go. Okay, get back Tatyova. Play the land, turn on a land. Oh, opponent takes the clue, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awaken the Woods X6. Oh, X5. Awaken the Woods X5. Make a bunch more flyers. And I mean, this should definitely give us lethal next turn. All right. Attack you. Actually, yeah, let's just get in with the Stompers again. Opponent's gonna trade Ash. Okay. Well, opponent needs like a literal Wrath. Wrath or bust, because the lands are doing their thing at the moment, opponent. Okay, that went a lot better. That is what the deck wants to do. Tatyova, combo off all the flying 3/3s. All right, run it back. It's so sweet when it works. Aggro is tricky though, that's for sure. Definitely give aggro credit for being a tricky matchup. All right, aggro on the play. Can we take down the legendary 5-color soldier tribe, apparently? Human soldiers? This is probably too slow. We're gonna mulligan. All right, this is better. We'll put Scrutiny to the bottom. At least this gives us an early game removal spell. Ooh, and double Awaken the Woods is kind of sweet. Double Awaken the Woods snowballs with itself pretty nicely. Not Thalia, please. All right, Harbin, sure. Well, play the land. And yeah, let's just Refractor, see if our opponent plays something better to kill. Ooh, Karn Silex, okay, that's interesting. Opponent, Thalia, gets and hits us. Well, play the land. Get rid of the Thalia. Boot it. Land. Ooh, mural. Okay. Well, we need this Stylix to live. Stylix, Shiv and Reef. We're taking a beating, but as long as the Stylix sticks, we should be okay. Because then we just Wrath. And then we start Awakening the Woods. King Darien. Thalia. So this lets our opponent keep the 1/1s. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad for us, isn't it? That is pretty bad for us. Well, play the land. Yeah, that King Darien, I think, is going to save our opponent here. So we get to Wrath the board, but our opponent gets to sack King Darien to save the tokens they made with Mural. Oh, that is an unfortunate combination of cards for our opponent to have there. Land, attacks, to 2. Well, all right. Awaken the Woods, please resolve. All right, we also have some 1/1s, but they're Dryad Arbors. This is going to be close. If we get to untap here, we got Tatyova Awaken the Woods, which I think can steal this. Harbin. Wow, that's lethal. Oh no, it's not lethal yet. Opponent passes. So, Tatyova, play Tatyova, number 1. Awaken the Woods, number 2, X4. Make some flyers. Are we gonna steal this? Is this actually really happening? And now we pass the turn. Can't attack until next turn. Land. Lagrella. So kill the Harbin. Go to 1. Opponent can eat something, which is Tatyova. Passes. Well, land. Portal to Phyrexia. Get rid of 3 of the tokens. Do a tepid little attack. Opponent. We want that King Darien. 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 Pump him. Protect him. Kill him. Yes! Oh, so good. So good. Attack with everything. Oh, what a win! What a win! What a win! I can't believe we took down the aggro deck with Thalia on the play. Wow, that was so good. That was everything coming together. Tatyova, Awaken the Woods, Portal to Phyrexia, every good thing in one of our tougher matchups. But sweet. Sweet. So what did we learn this week about Tatyova Awakens the Woods in Standard? And the deck worked a lot better than I expected. We went 4-1 in our video matches, 5-2 overall, and the deck actually, like, sort of oddly, weirdly, somehow worked. And that worked because of Awaken the Woods and Tatyova. Like, those were the cards that won us the game. This wasn't one of those episodes where, we mostly won by beating out with Top Yari Stomper or whatever. Our combo was actually really, really good. And we got to see some absurd games with Tatyova just flooding the board with so much power with the help of Awaken the Woods, comboing off, making so much mana, doing so many sweet things. So maybe this deck's actually, like, a little bit good at least. Our one loss came to Soldiers, and we did honestly just get straight up smacked by blue-white Soldiers. They were just so aggro, and I think that is one of the harder matchups for the deck is when we're just kind of getting off on the back foot against a deck that can flood the board with 1-drops and 2-drops. But if we get a little bit of time to set up and get our ramp going and start casting Awaken the Woods, we can do some amazing things. So anyway, that's Awaken the Woods. That's better and gets odds for this week. Don't forget to vote for next week's deck. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.